Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cheap Pop. It's a very special episode. It is our Christmas episode, and I am here with the one, the only,
I I didn't know. Sorry.
but you're always ready. There's always stuff there.
Yeah, there's a lot of props around at any
Yeah.
moment, so we got this. We're good.
You can see them literally in every independent promotion all over the world, absolutely killing it, both on commentary and occasionally as a wrestler. They are Veda Scott. Veda, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm feeling very festive now that I have the hat on, and also it's freezing, so it's both.
Yeah, like literally the temperature dipped very quickly here. It is not fun.
So it's not snowing or anything. I'm
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania. It's not snowing. It snowed a little bit the other day, but it's still cold.
Yeah. Like it's been rainy, then got real cold real quick.
Yeah.
So, starting off, seeing as this is our Christmas episode, what are some of your Christmas traditions you have with your family or friends or growing up?
Oh gosh, we're not really like a big holiday family at
Yeah.
all. For any like holidays, birthdays, Christmas, anything. Not really much of a thing. Like there's gatherings around the time when people are off from work.
Yeah.
So like for I guess Christmas is on Monday coming up.
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds right. So I believe we'll get together, me and Speedball get together with my parents and like my brother and his wife for a little bit, and that's probably about it. That sounds lame, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's literally what most people do now. It's like literally like me, it's just like me, my mom, and my brother, and like his partner, just like all together. Like it's a small little Christmas thing.
I spent a lot of Christmases and like holiday seasons out of the United States over the past 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So that's always fun. That's like a little holiday vacation. But this time, no, I will be in Pennsylvania for Crimbus time.
Yeah. So we're obviously here to discuss uh, one of the great Christmas specials of all time. Like I grew up watching the Muppets, like a lot of people have, and something you love that you talk about every year. Wait, I've got the background here. Woo. A Muppets Family
Woo!
Christmas.
Yes. So I actually just rewatched Muppet Family Christmas, which I will rewatch several times over this holiday season. But I made Speedball sit and watch it with me again. And Mike enjoys the Muppets, certainly loves the Muppets, but like perhaps does not love Muppet Family Christmas the way that I do. It's not possible to love Muppet Family Christmas the way I do. It is the greatest holiday special of all time. Certainly the best Muppet holiday special. And
Yeah.
I know that's controversial.
Yeah.
There are levels to that. Some will say Emmett Otter. I say no.
See, okay. So I want to first get into what was like your first early memories with the Muppets that you remember, like first time seeing it.
Well, so my dad used to tape everything off of television and HBO, it was at the time, all the Muppet specials as well as Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock is like a core memory of mine. There was a tape of Fraggle Rock off the television. There's like several tapes of it that we had off TV that my parents would just put on all the time when I was like a baby,
Yeah.
like literally a baby. So I have Fraggle Rock like just engraved. There's a red. Can't really see. There's a Gobo
Yeah.
up here.
There it
We've got
is.
Gobo slippers up top there. There's my. Oh, let me go get this. Hold on. This is important.
And this is why people watch the video stream.
Should have been prepared. Okay, so
Yeah.
this up on the shelf, this is my red Fraggle from when I was a baby. I have all the original Fraggle dolls. But this is like, again, from when I was a baby.
Yeah.
I've had this red Fraggle for my entire life. And I keep this one on the shelf, although I have the other ones too. But red was my favorite growing up, and reminded my parents of me quite a bit, because red has a lot of energy. And yeah, so I am an OG Fraggle obsessive, and the Fraggles feature heavily in Muppet Family Christmas. So
Yeah. So for those who don't, like, also I still have my childhood stuffed animal in my, like, sitting in my closet. It just like followed me around forever. Like, I think my brother still has his too in his apartment. But yeah, for,
I have a teddy bear called Nicholas that was actually my, like, was in my, like, was given to my mom while she was in the hospital. Original stuffed animal. I have him too, but this is the original Fraggle.
Yeah, I think my mom still has it. It doesn't work, but it's like I think a Teddy Ruxpin, but like it's got like the sound of her like pregnant, like with me in her belly. It's like the ultrasound, sort of like my heartbeat in her belly.
Amazing. Teddy Ruxpin, another favorite around my household as a kid.
Yeah.
We had a Teddy Ruxpin and we had a Grubby. Grubby was the friend of Teddy Ruxpin.
So yeah, for those who don't know, A Muppet Family Christmas was a television special that originally aired on ABC Network. It features the rare teaming up of The Muppet Show, Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock, and a little cameo Muppet babies. As well as you get to see Jim Henson near the end make an appearance.
And it like, I'm sure we're gonna get into this, but like distribution wise,
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
Like there's issues in terms of like licensing rights, music issues. So essentially the only way to watch Muppet Family Christmas is either the original VHS, which I have, off of television with the commercials.
Oh.
Or also on YouTube, several kind souls have preserved the special both with and without commercials. That's really the best way to watch it, because there was a DVD release, it sucks ass, etc.
Yeah, like they definitely cut out quite a couple of the songs. So throughout the, like, what was your remember your first time watching a Muppet Family Christmas, and why, like, has it like been a mainstay for you?
Oh, well, we certainly watched it when it was on. I am old.
Yeah.
So we certainly watched it when it was on, but then once we had that tape, I was watching it all the time. That, my other favorite Muppet oriented Christmas special is The Christmas Toy, which I will put over heavy all the time. If you've not seen The Christmas Toy, you got to check it out. If you're a Toy Story fan, Toy Story came later, but has a very similar storyline.
Yeah.
I love The Christmas Toy. I do love, like, Emmett Otter and all that. That's a little bit older. That's great too, but like it doesn't necessarily feature like your classic Muppet pals. But yeah, my earliest memory is like just watching this constantly.
Yeah. So the main premise of the for those who don't know is Fozzie Bear visits his mom's country house and interrupts what I'm assuming is a very early Airbnb situation, because this gentleman just rented his house with his dog, to only be surprised by every Muppet and Jim Henson creation all at once in several waves.
Well, and so once again, the Muppet Family Christmas, the thing about the Muppet universe is, like, you have to understand the origin stories of the Muppets and their various relationships. They're constantly in flux. It's constantly changing, and they acknowledge that too. Yeah. Like, throughout different Muppet IP, they acknowledge that, like, how they all met and how they got together, constantly fucking changing.
Yeah.
The Muppet Family Christmas offers two conflicting stories within the same special, which is fascinating. Basically, though, they pull up to Fozzie's mom, who her name is Emily. If you are a fan of Muppet Christmas Carol, she's also in that. They pull up to Fozzie's mom's house to celebrate the Christmas, because Fozzie thought she was going to be, like, alone and sad. But it turns out she was going to California. Yeah. So, and then she just, like, immediately changes her plans.
Yeah. Which, like, the thing that was when she was excited to go surfing and took surfing lessons, but she lives in the country. I don't know where she got surfing lessons from.
Well, maybe just like a board,
Pool?
like in the room, like kind of, I don't know. Again,
Yeah.
there's a lot of questions asked, and not all of them are answered.
Yeah.
Throughout this special, which by the way is under an hour long, but when I was a kid, I felt like it was an epic. I thought it was like hours and hours because it goes a lot of places.
Well, like with commercials, that could push it to like an hour and a half, like a 45-minute special.
With commercials, it
Commercials?
comes in at 54 minutes.
54 minutes. There you go.
Uh-huh.
So like, what were some of like your favorite cameos throughout the movie? Like, we obviously, you talked about your love of the Fraggles. Like, what was it like seeing like the Fraggles interact with the Muppets, and like with the Sesame Street characters as well interact? Like, what were some of your favorite parts of that?
Well, so I grew up in a beautiful time when Sesame Street was on the air, and I was little, so I was watching Sesame Street. I knew all of them. There were some great Sesame Street specials at the time. But like I said, I also grew up watching Fraggle Rock, and of course the Muppets were around. My dad was a big Muppet fan, Muppet Show fan, so that was always around. So like I was familiar with all these characters, but it was rare, like you said, to see them all come together. The Fraggles have a beautiful musical number in Muppet Family Christmas, where we find out that of course the Fraggles don't know what Christmas is because they don't know what Jesus Christ is because they are Fraggles. And it's a little weird. Actually, it's a little weird that the Muppets and that plan, like that whole universe, that like above the rock universe, they all celebrate Christmas in a very secular way, but like no, the Fraggles do not know what Christmas is.
So what were you mentioned the Fraggle song. What were some of your favorite songs throughout the special?
Oh gosh. So the Fraggle song Pass It On is great. It's a very it's very Fraggle coded. It goes along with the general vibe of Fraggles, which is all about like sharing and community. That is a great one. Let's see. Well, of course there's the Muppet Babies cameo. That's pretty classic. But again, it's not in the re-release. You got to find the OG version in order to see it. Which again, I don't know if I'm jumping ahead here, but the Muppet Babies cameo brings up some questions about how the Muppets got together. Because, okay, so throughout the day, more and more people are showing up. The house is getting more and more crowded. Emily Bear, they pull out home movies. And Emily Bear is like, oh, look at how cute, the Muppet Babies. You're all together in Nanny's daycare or whatever the explanation is. But she didn't know any of Fozzie's friends when they showed up at the house. Not even Kermit, his very best friend. Yeah. She had not met any of them. There's a lot of questions asked, all I'm saying.
Yeah, like you mentioned, that stuck out to me as well, was he clearly like introduces Kermit to his mom and saying like, this is how he got me my start in show business. And only in the like to flashback as them as Muppet Babies. And like they are all best friends. Like you would assume that there is like a little infant child, they know who their friends were. And
well, so like if you look at like the Muppet movie and the storyline established there, that's a film. They have established that the origin story of the Muppets, where they like meet everybody on a road trip, they've established that is scripted entertainment. That is not the true origin story of the Muppets. But Muppet Family Christmas raises some stories, perhaps about the mental state of Emily Bear. This could be an early onset dementia situation. I'm just saying. I'm glad she has friends. People watching out for her.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna it's absolutely like
I have spent my entire life thinking about this movie.
Yeah. I'm so happy I found the thing where you wrote your thesis statement in, breaking down every possible
every possible scenario.
Yeah, in Muppet Family Christmas. So I'm gonna pivot a little bit to the like pro wrestling part of this. Who do you like think is like the most Muppet-like pro wrestler?
Well, I've talked about this on streams and things before, but Speeble Mike Bailey has extreme Kermit the Frog energy. He is just trying to make this show happen all the time, whether it's a show that they're running themselves or at a show that they're at. Above all the drama, trying not to be involved, just wants the show to go on, and is like kind of in the middle of this chaos. So I would say that Mike has extreme Kermit energy,
Yeah.
and I think that's important. You need a Kermit.
Yeah. Like, I would also posit like a Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, so she's got like, the thing about Willow is, again, there's that extreme positivity. She's very upbeat. She's always ready to perform. There's a little bit of Gonzo there.
Yeah.
Like, Gonzo is kind of rising above the chaos as well, in general.
Who do you think has like the most Miss Piggy energy?
Oh, I probably shouldn't say because it feels like a negative, right?
Like-
No, but like a consummate. Right now, Tony Storm has a little Miss Piggy thing going on, I think.
And
Miss
like,
Piggy is an in-demand performer. That is the other thing. Like, we can think about Miss Piggy, you know, as like, she's a little arrogant, she's a little full of herself. But especially if you push aside the more modern Muppet IP, like, she has always been an in-demand performer, star, model, etc. For the most part, there's some like other backstories to her, but like Piggy is a star for real.
yeah, like 100%. Like, everyone is there to see Piggy. She has an ego for a reason. Like,
And she makes shit happen. For example, Muppet Family Christmas, she makes it.
yeah. Who like, one more? Who do you think would be like a good animal?
Oh, well, I mean, there is Bob the Animal Angler.
Yeah, I was
who
gonna
has,
say
like,
that.
is very animal-like in the IWS, both like in looks and just like general countenance is very animal-like. Gosh, I don't know. So animal is just like pure chaos. Gosh, I don't know. It's got to be someone who's like, just like fully like just pure chaotic energy.
Yeah.
Would be an animal. Is also the drummer, so like is a core part of the act. But yeah, there's a lot of chaotic energy in wrestling.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Like, although like not necessarily animal, but just like struck me right now. Like, somebody who who just fit in the like background there would be like an Orange Cassidy, who you can just see, who is just there in the background of the Muppets. I could see.
Yeah, he's like a he's like maybe a Floyd. Maybe a Floyd from Electric Mayhem kind of vibe. Just chill. A lot of the Electric Mayhem characters, although there was just that Electric Mayhem show on Disney Plus, which I thought was good. A lot of people didn't like it. I don't know. There's like, and then we get in, of course, into Sesame Street.
Yeah.
We can get into Fraggle Rock. Like, there's just a lot of characters.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, like, if Veda Scott got transported into the Jim Henson universe, like, right now, and like, who would you want to interact with? Who are like what adventures would you like immediately want to go on?
Well, again, like, if we're talking like Muppets, like the traditional like Muppets, again, I'm a big fan of like Kermit and that core group and like the entertainment aspect of it. I love the Muppet Show because I'm in entertainment myself, and I really relate to like just trying to put on this fucking show. I'm Rolf the dog is my favorite Muppet. I think he'd be real cool to hang out with. Like, he knows all the hot spots. Like, he knows what's going on. Ralph is a decidedly adult Muppet. I said this to Jordan Castle, who's another commentator, the other day. We were talking about Muppets. Rolf is my favorite Muppet. Like, that is a grown Muppet.
Yeah. So, I started doing this little thing on the show called Book It, where we decide who is, let's say, the heavyweight champion of the Muppet universe, who is the like intercontinental or like United States champions, like the Workman Championship, sort of like the slightly underrated character, and who are like the tag team champions, who are like the best duo. So I'll start with the heavyweight champion.
Are we using just like what part of the Muppet universe? Like maybe just like the Muppet like core Muppet Show type of era?
Yeah.
Or what do we? Okay.
I guess anyone in like Muppet Family Christmas, including Farrell's. Like okay. Yeah.
Uh, Heavyweight champion is Piggy. She's not going to let anything else happen. She will politic her way into holding that title.
Yeah.
Piggy is 100% like on top of the Muppet universe. There's no way. There's no way that she would ever allow anyone else to hold that title. And if she did, like because of an injury or something, she would still be on TV.
Yeah.
So Piggy 100% is the champion. Secondary champion. You know what? I would love to throw that Fozzie's way. He's a bit of a screw up. But I feel like that sometimes you got to reward those years of loyalty, and I think maybe that could be good for Fozzie. I think Fozzie could hold on to that just for a little while. But yeah, Fozzie as like a secondary champion I think would work. If only because it would be a good chase for someone to like take him down, because he's not often very popular with the audiences. Tag champions. Well, we've got Statler and Waldorf are like a pretty iconic duo in terms of like if we're thinking about like pairs.
Yeah.
So it might have to be them, honestly. Like Kermit and Fozzie obviously are another iconic pair, but Kermit is never going to put the belt on himself.
Yeah.
Like that's just not what he is about. That's not his thing. So Kermit's going to be running the show. So I guess it'd have to be Statler and Waldorf. They're really the only established team that we have.
I mean,
Bert and Ernie could be Bert and Ernie.
Like I was gonna say, Bert and Ernie, who do show up in here as well as Big Bird. Yeah, like I would have honestly. My first idea was Statler and Waldorf. I probably I was gonna go Kermit and Miss Piggy, because I feel like Miss Piggy would like talk Kermit into like being champion with her.
Piggy could just collect all the belts.
Yeah,
she's like a faction. That could work.
Full like Kenny Omega belt collector.
That could work. That could happen.
Yeah. So I don't know why I just love like looking at my notes, and one thing I just wrote in brackets was just is Santa Claus a heel? Would you?
I mean, so Santa Claus is a bit of a it depends. So it depends on like what like traditional like what legend of Santa you're using.
Yeah.
Because again, like if you've seen the Santa Claus, like that origin story of Santa implies that Santa doesn't want to be in this position and gets no joy from it, and he's not happy, and it's kind of just like he's sort of stuck. And that, I mean, that to me would show that Santa, like, in the end, like, if he doesn't want to have to do all this, but he does it anyway, I mean, like, he's still bringing joy. I mean, I guess that's sort of like he's like, there's a babyface story there. The whole, like, manipulating space and time and, like, getting into people's houses, but using that power only to deliver toys, I feel goes both ways. Good guy, because like you could do a lot of bad shit if you could just manipulate space and time, but also Santa, couldn't you use that power for like the greater good?
Yep.
More than just toys? I don't know.
I mean, he also is like,
there's lots of rules.
Yeah, like he is like the like ultimate judge of people too, so he does like what are his criteria at the end of the day, what is truly good and what is truly bad. It's very like heel list of Jericho type, like he literally taking people's names down, and some of it.
Well, it's naughty or nice, right?
Yeah.
And like naughty sort of has like a playful connotation to it, but like should we really be assessing judgment of literal children?
Yeah.
I don't want to tell a toddler that they were bad and they don't get any toys. I don't know. The whole thing's pretty fucked up. I think, honestly, though, like, I am not a parent, nor will I ever be, but I think that, the safe bet with Santa is oftentimes to be like, Santa is sort of like a symbolic representation of giving. But, like, no, this man is not coming to our house. The presents will come from me. And I think that that's good to just let people know that, like, Santa, like, represents giving at Christmas, but maybe is not going to actually like be breaking into our house.
Yeah. So like
I believed in Santa for a lot longer than I should have. By the way, I will point out.
I was literally about to mention that in good part because my mom played the gimmick very, very well to the point like I would leave, like I would specifically like leave food out for like the reindeer, and she'd make a mess of the floor a little bit, and like leave a glove.
Mm-hmm.
Like she definitely sold it completely, where I believed it way longer than I should have.
Well, like I would I would be reading books and things where like mention of Santa would be made, like books for not for kids, like like real like novels and things. But like I was like, you know what though, like I think Santa might be real, and I was convinced it was real. I was convinced he was real. My friends and I would discuss it, and all of our parents like still like let us know that Santa was real. And then one day I sat my dad down, and this was around Easter, and I asked my dad about the Easter bunny, and he was like, "What are you talking about? No, we do that. Like you're 10," and I was like, "What?" And I was like, "But what about Santa?" And my dad was like, "Are you serious? No, it's no."
Yeah.
And then they showed me, so I have a younger brother.
Yeah.
Then, because I was a little upset about that, they showed me where they hide the presents and were like, "You can help us this year. Don't tell your brother." And then when they told my brother, he's like, "Yeah, I've been knowing that since I was like 5. What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Well, Veda, that's all. I want to thank everyone for watching our very special Christmas episode. Veda, let everyone know where they can find you when, like, some of your dates are potentially coming up in the new year.
Okay, so find me on Twitter at It's VEDA Time. I link everything off of there. I'm not 100% sure when this is going to air.
Christmas.
But I have... It's going to air on Christmas?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will have just done the GCW holiday show a couple days before, and then over, like, December 30th and 31st, GCW also has NGI, which is a deathmatch tournament. There's JCW coming up. All of that is happening right before New Year's, and then I am starting the new year out of the country in Europe. So I got a bunch of stuff coming up.
That's a lot of fun. Well, everyone, thank you again for checking out this episode. Wish everyone a happy holiday season, and we'll see you in the new year. Thank you again, Veda.